Welcome back to Obscure Star Wars EU, and today we are delving into a one-shot souvenir magazine, is what Wikipedia calls it, from 2005 that debuted at a Comic-Con. It was promptly sold in probably places like Walmart and places where you could buy magazines after that, newsstands and the like. And that is Vader the Ultimate Guide, a kind of surprisingly thick, heavy, and durable little guidebook. It says very simply Vader up there, the Ultimate Guide, along the side. And rest in peace to James Earl Jones, to David Prowse, and to Sebastian Shaw, and the guy, please forgive me, I can't remember his name, but the stunt double who portrayed Vader. All four of those guys portrayed Vader in the originals trilogy, and they have all sadly passed away. They all made Vader what he is. And on the back, it's kind of hard to make out for the camera, but maybe if I can get it to reflect the light. I have no idea if I can manage to show that. Maybe if I use my phone flashlight, I will. Yeah, there. You can see it a bit. Vader's helmet. Yeah, there we go. Can't tell how to do it best. There. Yeah, Vader's helmet appears in the middle on the back cover. Kind of a cool detail. But this has a exclusive short story to it. Well, it was published elsewhere, but also some exclusive articles to it as well. And I really like the cover, how Vader's barely in it. It's kind of artistic. Sadly, mine has the price sticker as an eyesore there. But you'll recognize this from an unboxing video I made in the preparation for Legends Con, which is when I got it, to be prepared to get stuff signed by Abel G. Pena. And you might recognize it from my Everything I Got Signed at Legends Con 1 video, where I showcased everything I got signed at Legends Con 1. I showed it off there. So, opening it up, we have cool image of Vader, and we have publication information, and a really cool signature from the one and only Abel G. Pena. Brennan, believe in your gifts, Abel G. Pena. Very nice sentiment. And then we have Vader's head as well, and we have the content guide, the introduction, the story of Anakin, the path to evil, Vader tech, bringing Vader to life in his image, the Men in Black, villain with 1,000 faces, the history of Darth Vader collectibles, and Vader trivia. And these were all the creatives involved along the side. So we have The Rise of Vader, which is just a out-of-universe look at Vader as a character and how he came to be all that he was. That is just a short one-page story from an out-of-universe perspective, just kind of chronicling what Vader came from. And then we have the story of Anakin, which tells Anakin's story as it was told in the prequels. And we have some EU references in here, several. There's our boy Poof. Uriel Poof is in there. And this tells it from kind of an in-universe perspective. It's a biographical look at Anakin as a character as presented in the prequels and the EU, as it does mention the EU a few times. I think the Ventress fight from Clone Wars is actually mentioned in here, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's a little article. And add a couple EU nods, ending in the duel in Revenge of the Sith. And so this is really cool. Maybe a couple new ideas there. Is it EU material? I mean, I guess it's just recounting his entire story. So I don't know if you can call it EU per se, but we've got some dope comic art from the EU that's included in here, and a dope art piece there of Vader. So we do have a bit of new lore, or EU lore, that is recounted here. Of course, classic image there. This is a fun one. Vader throwing Ewoks. I guess that could be expanded lore. That he was tossing Ewoks around with the Force. Return of the Jedi. Finally burning. Cool iconography down there. And then we have The Path to Evil, which I believe this one was written by Pena, I believe. Yes, The Path of Evil was written by Pena. Wallace wrote the story of Anakin. And so The Path to Evil shows a chronicling of important events here along the bottom and dates and stuff. And how Vader kind of came to the path that he did, as well as this really cool art piece of him commanding the deaths of his stepbrother and his stepsister-in-law. Very interesting depiction there. And then we have Vader Tech, which is an article that takes a look at the mask. And so that is all very new and important lore for the people who are interested in the technologies and the workings of the Star Wars universe. This is all information that might be in a couple other places, but it's really nicely presented here. And I believe there is some exclusive EU lore to what is told here. And it deals with his ships, too. And then we have Bringing Vader to Life, which is an out-of-universe look at the history of Vader's concept. Then we have In His Image by Karen Travis. This, along with its sequel story, was included in the paperback version of Legacy of the Force, or Bloodlines for some reason. I guess because she wrote it, but what do these short stories have to do with Legacy of the Force? And we've got some cool art pieces presented as well alongside it. I think it's cool to get the story in its original format always. So I think that's really cool. But this magazine's really neat, and it's kind of been, I think, forgotten by the larger census. I think In His Image is quite known, like the Karen Travis short story. But the fact that there's other exclusive EU material, this is the famous one that's used on Wikipedia to present In His Image. But I think the fact that there's more EU material in this original magazine and its original format is sometimes overlooked by EU fans. I think it's a little hard to get this overall. I love this art piece here. But I think that it's a super cool edition. I don't think it's too expensive. It might be a little hard to find, and that contributes to why it's kind of overlooked, I think. But, yeah, and then the final here with awesome iconography of Vader. Super dope. So that was a pretty long short story. It's a good short story. I do enjoy it. Then we have The Men in Black, which is somewhat sad now, but awesome art piece there. I think from one of the Dark Horse comics. Yeah, Jander Sema there. The First Man Behind the Mask. And so it recounts all of the people. This is David Prowse who's shown there. And he is said to be the first man behind the mask. Then on the next page we have The Voice to Rule a Galaxy, with James Earl Jones presented there. So this is really neat. We have this awesome art piece comes from here of Vader thinking about Padme. Love that art piece. Might be from somewhere else before here. Maybe an Insider. I can't remember. I don't think it's in a comic, but might be. One soon features Sith Lord, and it shows Jake Lloyd. We've got The Circle is Now Complete with Hayden Christensen. Another awesome art piece there. And we have The Duelist, whose name I forgot. It's Bob Anderson III, who also passed away. He was the stuntman who did the dueling scenes in the costume for Vader, and nice art piece there. And then, of course, Sebastian Shaw as well, who was the face for Vader originally. And then Villain with 1,000 Faces. This is an out-of-universe look at the products that have been made of Vader. Many, many indeed. So that's not really what I'm here for. I'm here for all of the kind of in-universe related stuff, like the bibliography of Anakin written by Daniel Wallace, and the pieces about the technology by Abel G. Pena. And In His Image is cool too, of course, exclusive EU short story. And we get some EU comic panels at the end once I get to it. This is just other products of Vader being shown and displayed, which there's a lot of. And then trivia, which I'm not really here for that, but still kind of cool. And yeah, some comic images printed nicely in the back, which is pretty neat. And yeah, that's it. So this is really cool. Abel G. Pena, Daniel Wallace, Karen Travis made this really cool, really neat, and something that I think is worth picking up. But it's kind of sad how it's overlooked because it has a in-universe depiction and recounting of Anakin's life. It has In His Image in its original format, and it has some original work by Mr. Pena and tons of EU references chock full here. And it explains how Vader's suit works. So I'd say it's worth picking up for fans of Vader. Maybe worth picking this up in commemoration of James Earl Jones and the other people who made Vader the most iconic villain of all time in all of pop culture, in all of cinema, in all of fiction. I think it's a cool piece to have, and it's kind of overlooked, I think. But some cool EU is contained within this one-shot magazine special. So I think Vader the Ultimate Guide is ultimately pretty cool. Editor's note, this was probably the last video of 2024 that I will have made for the YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who supported the channel this year, and I look forward to all the new content that will be coming out next year in 2025. I have more stuff planned, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it manifests and where the channel takes us. So yeah, next year, more Star Wars EU, more Star Trek, more soda cans. It's going to be great.